have a look at what today's papers are saying. The Sunday Express leads on comments from Boris Johnson defending his premiership. According to the paper, the Prime Minister has highlighted 10 landmark measures due to become law in the next few days as proof, he says, that he is delivering for Britain.
A different field, though, in The Observer. It's reporting that senior Conservative MPs have told the newspaper that Mr Johnson should go sooner rather than later. One former minister told The Observer, if we don't act well before the party conference in October, it will be too late.
Elsewhere, P&O Ferries has been accused of sinking to what the Sunday Mirror is calling a new low. As it reports, the firm is trying to cut wages of cheap staff who replace sacked crews. According to the paper, overseas agency workers hired to replace the nearly 800 staff who lost their jobs have claimed they were then asked to sign new contracts on even lower pay.
So let's have a look inside the papers. You've been chuckling along all morning. What have you found?
Oh, this did make me chuckle, actually. Yeah. So, your big day, your big wedding day, you've planned it, obviously. The DJ says to the bride and groom, it's time for a married couple dance-off.
OK.
They go for it.
OK.
Bride dislocates her shoulder. Bless her. So this is Evelyn McCall, good name, lying on a stretch after dislocating her shoulder in a dance competition with Pete, her husband. The band announced a dance-off, tossing my wedding train over my left arm and cheered on by guests. I gave it my all. Pete's competitive, but I wanted to win. Then she slipped, put out her arm to break her fall and knew she was in trouble. She said her arm was swinging around out of its socket. And there she is, bless her, giving it a good go on the oxygen on her wedding evening. They finally got out of hospital at 5 a.m. Everyone wants a memorable big day, and Oz certainly was.
Giving it a good go on the oxygen. Is that a technical phrase?
I think so, yeah. You didn't know I was medically trained, did you?
Oh, I love that. Oh, well, get well soon. Are you a snorer? Do you know?
I don't think I am, but reports are that I am.
Apparently, women snore louder than men. That's the headline
According to men?
According to men. According to a survey of 2,000 people. 1,000 men, 1,000 women. The loudest snorers are women, and it's as loud as a Hoover, apparently. Men snore as loud as... Oh, what was it? I should have read right to the end. I can't find it. Not as loud, anyway. But the point being that this is a survey done for a hotel company, so they're trying to flock hotel rooms. But they say that a lot more men are complaining. Oh, there we go. Men, same volume as flushing a loo. So it's different, Hoover or loo.
Although within that, they're asking men to report on women and women to report on men. Maybe it's just that women don't moan as much.
Oh, do you reckon?
Could be.
Is that how it works?
The Sunday Mirror, not a lot to say about this, but let's have a look at these pictures. Debbie Harry, aged 76, going back on tour, got a standing ovation in Glasgow as Blondie kicked off their first UK tour in 5 years. Doesn't she look absolutely marvellous? Way better than I do at 76. Good on you, Debbie.
You're 76?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Never knew that. And if you're tucking into your toast this morning and you've bought a posh loaf of sourdough, have a look at how much sourdough is actually in it. Apparently the government says that they're now forming a bread and flour technical working group. Who knew there was such a thing? And they're going to look to see whether there should be a technical definition of the word sourdough. And that's because a lot of supermarkets particularly are named and shamed in this article, and they say that one that's flogged as a sourdough actually just has 3.5% of sourdough in the loaf. So we're all buying it thinking it's nice and fancy and tasty. There's not much sourdough in it,
so
and it's filled with other stuff.
Is it a certain type of flour that makes it a sourdough?
It's, if lockdown's taught us anything, it's knowing about sourdough starter, isn't it? About kind of keeping it going, and you got to feed it, and it's got to stay in the fridge, and it takes a long time. So they're saying actually the ones that are not real sourdough have a lot of other stuff like emulsifiers, added yeast, and a ton of other stuff that they say shouldn't necessarily be in there. They're also having a go at things that they say are freshly baked in store, which they're not. They just call them tanned in store. So they're pre-baked and they just get a bit of a brown top on.
Under the sunbed,
Exactly, pretty much. There we go.
Good to know. Thank you, Ben.